has just threatened to recognize a Palestinian state at the United Nations this September. Prime Minister Keir Starmer says it's time for Israel to make a choice: take real steps towards peace or face global consequences. What exactly is this all about and why now? Prime Minister Keir Starmer's announcement signals a major policy shift. The UK now says that unless Israel allows more humanitarian aid into Gaza, halts annexation plans in the West Bank, and recommits to a peace process, Britain will formally recognize Palestine at the UN General Assembly in September this year.
Our goal remains a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable and sovereign Palestinian state. But right now, that goal is under pressure like never before. I've always said that we will recognise a Palestinian state as a contribution to a proper peace process at the moment of maximum impact for the two-state solution. With that solution now under threat, this is the moment to act. So today, as part of this process towards peace, I can confirm the UK will recognise the State of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire, and commit to a long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of a two-state solution. And this includes allowing the UN to restart the supply of aid and making clear that there will be no annexations in the West Bank. Meanwhile, our message to the terrorists of Hamas is unchanged and unequivocal. They must immediately release all of the hostages, sign up to a ceasefire, disarm, and accept that they will play no part in the government of Gaza. And we'll make an assessment in September on how far the parties have met these steps. But no one should have a veto over our decision. So this is the way forward. We will keep working with all our international partners to end the suffering, get aid flooding into Gaza, and deliver a more stable future for the Middle East. Because I know that is what the British people desperately want to see.
It's not an empty threat. Starmer is following in the footsteps of French President Emmanuel Macron, who declared France's intent to push for Palestinian statehood and to rally others along the way. So what's changed? For decades, UK policy on Palestine has been ambiguous, supportive of a two-state solution but with no clear timeline or consequences. But the brutal war in Gaza, mounting starvation, and global outrage over civilian casualties have forced London's hand. Starmer says his decision is aimed at influencing facts on the ground before the chance of peace disappears entirely.
The Netanyahu government's rejection of a two-state solution is wrong. It's wrong morally and it's wrong strategically. It harms the interests of the Israeli people, closing off the only path to a just and lasting peace. And that is why we are determined to protect the viability of a two-state solution. And so it is with the hand of history on our shoulders that His Majesty's government therefore intends to recognise the state of Palestine when the UN General Assembly gathers in September here in New York.
But there's more to this than just Israel and Palestine. Starmer recently met US President Donald Trump in Scotland, and while Trump said Palestinian statehood didn't come up in their talks, his administration isn't on board. Trump himself pivoted the conversation, saying his main concern is feeding the starving, not political statements.
Make the case that you're rewarding people, that you're rewarding Hamas if you do that. Yeah, I don't think they should be rewarded. So I'm not in that camp, to be honest. We'll let you know where we are in, but I am not in that case. Because if you do that, you really are rewarding Hamas. And I'm not about to do that.
Still, Starmer seems unfazed. He insists no country will have a veto over Britain's decision. Meanwhile, reaction from Europe has been swift and split. France is celebrating the move. French Foreign Minister said Britain is joining the momentum toward Palestinian recognition, calling it a step toward ending the cycle of violence. But Israel? Furious. Israel's foreign ministry called Britain's plan a reward for Hamas. And Prime Minister Netanyahu didn't hold back, accusing Starmer of punishing victims while rewarding monstrous terrorism. More than 140 countries, including India, China, Russia, and much of the global south, already recognize Palestine. In Europe, Spain, Norway, Ireland, Sweden, and Cyprus have done the same. But Starmer's move could put fresh pressure on Germany, Australia, Canada, and Japan. Germany has already said it's not ready yet, while Italy insists recognition must be mutual, with Palestine recognizing Israel in return. Bottom line, the clock is ticking. With Gaza still in flames, Britain has drawn a new red line. And this time, the entire global south is watching. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.